We're here today with Morgan Hill of Hill & Hill Financial to talk all about estate planning. Thank you so much for being here today, Morgan.
Andy, always a pleasure.
Thank you. So what is estate planning and who needs to learn about this?
Yeah, let me maybe give a little bit of context. First of all, Hill & Hill Financial, we're a full-service retirement planning firm. We've got offices in Chattanooga, Knoxville, Atlanta. We've got clients coast to coast. When you deal with retirement, there are really four areas, and estate planning is really one of them. And I have education in the area of law, just for full disclosure. I'm not a licensed attorney, but we work with a great team of them across the city, across the state, across the country. First things first, most people go, estate planning, well, that's only for rich people. It just sounds fancy, right? What I've discovered over the years is if you have people that you love, and you want to make sure that they either help you with your stuff, if you can't, or they get your stuff when you're done with it, you need an estate plan. And so that's probably the first thing I want to just share with our viewers is estate planning is that process to make sure that those you love help you with your things, maybe with powers of attorney, or they get it. And it's a little bit more detailed than just I have a will or I went online and got this document. There's a little bit more to it than that. So that's what I kind of like to unpack for folks so that we kind of demystify this topic and make it approachable for everyone.
Now, I don't know who you're targeting, like who your target demographic is, but I like to think I'm at the prime of my life. I have two teenagers. Retirement's never coming. We're never going to die.
That's right.
Could you speak to people like me who actually probably need to start paying attention right now if it's not too late?
Oh, absolutely. I don't mean to be negative. I'll just be clinical. Boy, good stuff happens and bad stuff happens to people regardless of their age. And I think we know this and our viewers will probably can attest to that. So I believe that everyone needs some sort of planning regardless of their age. Many times, oh, estate planning, that's for my Nana who's 92 versus for me who's younger than 92. You notice I said we're all going to be just younger than that, right? Well, we won't say ages here on the air.
No.
But really there are several areas that we see estate planning comprising. One is, do you have people named on some of these documents? Things like 401ks if you're still working, 403bs if maybe you're a nurse or you work in a hospital or a charity, IRAs, insurance policies, you got to name people. And I've been amazed at folks who go, well, you know, we're not married anymore and I forgot to take her or his name off the list. Or things have shifted around and I want to do this or this, but I forgot, where's that paper again? I forgot to do anything with it. Then you have things that are jointly held. Maybe you joint own a home with a spouse. Maybe you have a joint account with another member of the family. And then finally you have this thing called probate. And that's where, you know, do you have your wills, your living wills, your power of attorney? I believe that all three of those aspects of estate planning are really for everyone, regardless of their age. Now, if you're 22 and you're fresh out of school and all you've got is the clothes on your back in your apartment, it might not need to be that elaborate, but I certainly counsel lots of folks in their late 30s into their 40s, and we've got clients who are all the way into their 90s, that they should have some sort of plan to make sure, again, those they love get their stuff. And there's a plan to help you if you, for example, get incapacitated or something of that nature. I don't like to be negative, but folks go, wow, that's not so bad, and we can make a plan.
Yeah, you're making me feel comfortable as well. So how can we get a hold of you, and how does the process work to get this conversation started?
First of all, our phone number, 800 number is 1-800-887-9647. You call that number, you'll get any number of our staff in any of our offices. 21st century technology is wonderful. One number, you can get to all of us. And we offer literally free one-on-one conversations. There's no obligation, etc. I'm what's called a fiduciary, among other things. And we'll sit down, we'll unpack it. If you've already got a great plan, super. If you don't, we might be able to give you some advice about how you can get that plan put in place.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Morgan, for explaining this so easily to people like me that this is confusing and time is not stopping.
Absolutely.
Right. So there you go, hillandhillfinancial.com.
And that's the best way to get us on the web. You
Perfect.
bet.
Thank you,
Andy.
Morgan.